All right, here's a quick review on how to know when to use the verb ser versus when to use the verb estar in Spanish. So keep in mind, you should already have been introduced to these verbs if you're watching this video, and you should probably remember that they both technically translate to the same thing in English. They both mean to be. So I am, you are, he is, we are, they are, you guys are. And it can be a little confusing for someone who's learning Spanish for the first time to think, wait, if they both mean the same thing, when do I use ser and when do I use estar? It is definitely something that even people that have been studying Spanish for a long time with, like myself, will make mistakes with from time to time. And you just have to do your best to memorize some specific cases in which you use each one. When I first started learning the difference between these, I thought, okay, well, ser is for something that's more permanent and estar is more temporary, but it can get a little bit more complicated than that. That was just how my brain tried to make sense of it. I'm just going to throw this up here quickly. If you don't have the different versions, the different conjugations of ser memorized, pause the video, copy this down. And again, very quickly, here are the conjugations for estar. Should know these already. If not, pause the video, copy them down. Here are some things that should be reviewed, but definitely this is the content that you're trying to learn right now. To know when to use ser versus estar, if you're talking about where someone's from, use ser. So for example, soy de Estados Unidos, I'm from the USA. I am from the USA, yo soy. Would not use estar there. You would use it to describe someone's personal traits or physical characteristics. So if you want to say, oh, he is a funny person, he is tall, he is intelligent, she is intelligent, you're describing what someone looks like in general, or their physical appearance, or their personality, you would use ser. Es inteligente, he is intelligent, he is smart. Es alto, he is tall. You would also use ser to talk about profession. So if you're trying to say, oh, I'm a student, soy estudiante. I'm a teacher, soy profesor. And you would also use ser for time. So for example, right now, 2:30, son las 12:30. You use ser to talk about time. When to use estar, you use estar for feelings or location. And you'll use it for other things as well, but here's a couple simple things to keep in mind for now. And like you probably learned your first day of Spanish class, ¿cómo estás? How are you? It's kind of like saying, how are you feeling? If you said, ¿cómo eres? You could say that, but it just means something completely different. It would mean like, oh, what are you like? Describe yourself. Who are you as a person? So to ask how someone's feeling, ¿cómo estás? So feelings, someone's conditions, estoy enfermo, I'm feeling sick. Or in the other one is location. Estoy en el colegio, I'm at the school right now. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Where's the library? Where is it located? For that, you would use estar. If you continue studying Spanish, you'll probably make some mistakes with this. Big idea. It's easy to confuse when you would use each one, and just try to learn the different rules as you go along. For example, I was just in Spain for the first time. I lived in Colombia for 11 years. I was in Spain for the first time this summer, and I was talking to someone in Spanish, and I was, for whatever reason, talking about something that was like illegal or prohibited, because I was comparing different countries and different laws. And I kept saying, es prohibido. And the person I was talking to very politely would correct me and say, está prohibido. So that was something I was not even aware of after speaking Spanish for more than 10 years. You just have to, as long as you keep in mind, oh, there's a difference, you have to be careful about when you use each one. You'll slowly learn the differences over time. Here's a little chart. You could pause the video now, copy this down, some other tips on how to try to memorize when you would use each one. It's a little bit more than you'll probably need right now. But again, reminder, last thing, the big idea is that in English, you just use the same word for both concepts. I am, you are, he is, etc. But in Spanish, You have to be careful because the two words mean completely different things. And just do your best to memorize specific cases for each one. So you would use ser for describing what a person looks like or their personality, describing where someone is from, saying what profession they have, or to tell the time. And you can use estar for emotions or locations. There's obviously a lot more cases for each, but these are some good ones to get started with.